Sure, I understand it, but everything seems brighter now than before. I don't know why I feel this way, but every time I hear your name, all my worries disappear, yeah. It's all because of you. I feel the way I do. You make my dreams come true, yeah. It's all because of you, because of you.
Hello everyone, welcome to Getting to Know Us. As you all know, I am Carol.
And I'm Ronald.
Okay, and we're going to just jump right on into it. I'm going to start out by letting you know where I'm from, where I was raised and stuff like that. I am the baby out of 5 children. My parents, I was brought up in a home with both parents, a mother and a father, and I was brought up in a Christian home. My father was a deacon, my mother was a missionary, he was a trustee. My parents wore many hats. She was an usher, I sung in a choir, I was on the usher board, and stuff like that. Now, out of the 5 children, my oldest sister passed away, so she's home in glory. But it's still 4 of us left, and like I said, I'm the baby. And as for my husband,
I was raised by a single parent, my mother, and she had 2 children, me and my younger sister. There's a 6-year difference between us. I have a number of half brothers and sisters.
right?
I grew up in New York also, on the west side of Manhattan.
And I grew up on the east side of Manhattan, in Harlem. And
East Harlem, and I'm on West Harlem, and I'm in Harlem, period.
Right. Okay, now, how we met. My husband, one day I was helping the pastor of our church daughter. She was getting married, and I was helping her with her
Wedding.
with her wedding, right?
Preparation,
With the preparation for her wedding, right? So one day, her and I was gonna, we took a walk to the store. I believe it was on 7th Avenue, and Ronald was happened to be standing there talking to some friend of his.
Yeah, I was coming home from work, and I saw some guys that I knew from the neighborhood. I stopped to talk with them for a few minutes, and I saw Cynthia come up on my end of the street. She lived on Lenox Avenue, which is the eastern part of the same block, 142nd Street in Manhattan, and I lived on the west side of the block. And she never really comes up that way, and I hadn't seen her in about maybe a year or so. I was so busy working all the time and going to school and college. And Cynthia came up there, and I saw her with Carol. And when I saw her, I got like a funny feeling. It was called a thunderbolt, I guess. I knew she was the one.
Yeah, because like when I was walking to the store with Cynthia, I said to Cynthia, "Who's that?" And she says, "That's Ronald." She said, "You want to meet him?" I said, "No, not today, not today." So we went in the store and we came out, and guess what she did? She went straight to him. I said, "Now, didn't I just tell her not today?" And that's how we met, and we've been together ever since.
Yeah, that was 45 years ago.
Right, 45 years ago. Now, through that time, we got engaged, as you've seen in the pictures at the beginning of the, in the intro. You've seen how we met, our engagement, when we got married, and our 40th anniversary. So, in this time period, to fast forward a little bit, we got married.
We got married in 1979.
79.
June 10th, 1979. So this June will be 42 years, June of 2021.
Right, it will be 42 years. Now, I just want to say one thing about marriage. Marriage is give and take, okay? We had our problems like any other marriage couple, okay? Now, if you're talking to someone and they've been married for how many years? We have been married, or even less, and they say they never had any problems, their marriage is perfect every day. Stop talking to them because they're lying. Stop talking to them. Because in every relationship, you got to get to them know each other a little bit more, and it's like we say, give and take. Okay, I had to learn how to listen. I had to learn how to communicate more. I had to
learn how to listen. I had to grow up.
Right.
I had to be more mature. And I had to, you know, when you first go into marriage, you're young, you have an idea of how marriage is supposed to be.
Right.
And it's not like what you think it's supposed to be. You know, you're two different people, you have two different
Right.
ways of seeing things. So you have to come to a compromise where you both come to an understanding, and you know, and we all have warts, and take each other warts on and accept that. If it's the person for you, you're willing to change yourself to be with that person.
That's
And I
true.
wouldn't say stop talking to a person that says their marriage is, you know, completely perfect, it's always been perfect. I would just say, just don't take their advice, because
Right.
there's something wrong
That's
there.
a good way of saying it. Right. Right, that is true. Because there's trial and tribulation. You know, you're gonna go through ups and downs in a relationship, even in a relationship. In a relationship, you know, not only a marriage, you will go through those problems, and
That's right.
you just have to learn how to work on it. Because we went through ours. You know, we went
still
through
butt
the
heads.
period. You know, we butt heads at time, but it's
Yeah.
not like
No,
how it
yeah,
was
no.
soon when we was first
Yeah,
married.
yeah, we're more mature now. We come to an understanding. We know how to
Right.
deal with situations and stuff, and we come to a compromise on a lot of things now. And it's not really that much that we don't agree on. You know, just a
Right.
few things here and there.
Well, you know, you're gonna have your opinion. He's gonna have his opinion, and you know it's just normal.
Yeah, you
It's
have to
just normal,
and you have to respect the other person.
right?
Respect means a lot. You have to have God in your life, because we wouldn't have got where we're at now without God in our life.
I'm telling you, because let me tell you something. When I met him, I had prayed to the Lord, because, like I said, we was brought up in a Christian household. I mean, I went to Sunday school, morning service, afternoon service, and if the church was going out on a particular Sunday, we went to visiting other churches. So I was always raised in the church, and that's where our parents brought us up. And
You know, like for me, my mother, you know, we went to church. We believed. We didn't go to church like my wife did. My father was, you know, an absentee father. Basically, I saw him, you know, a few times a week, you know, and stuff. But he was basically, you know, not a positive influence in my life. I, you know, looked at other people and got positive reinforcement from them, and learned how to be. I had to learn how to be a father. I had to learn how to be a husband. And, you know, there's a lot of things I had to pick up and learn on my own. But I looked at other people that were, you know, in my views, had a lot of positivity with them. And that's what I did. That's
Yeah.
what I learned from. And my wife's father, when I met her, me and
Right.
him became very close.
they became very close, and his mother and I became very close.
Oh boy, tell me
We
about
was
that. How
really
close they were.
close.
I felt like the son-in-law. My mother, everything was Carol, Carol, Carol. She loved her daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what, another thing too, my parent was always able to depend on me. Like, since I was the baby of the house, they used to say, now when we leave, baby, you watch the house and you let mom and daddy know if anything goes on. I said, okay, mom and dad. You know, and if anything went on, I was a little snitch. I'm going to put it out there. I was a snitch, okay? Because
And
I
still
told.
is.
Because I told, okay? And then the thing is, you know, my brothers and sisters, and they was older than me, they were not able to hit me or, you know, do anything, because my mom and dad wasn't going for that. So, yeah, I had my little days like that.
Yeah, she still tells.
I had my little days like
She
that.
telling her own self.
No, but you know, it's just that you know, being in a marriage and a relationship, you really have to really learn each other and respect each other.
Right.
And you know, you're gonna go through your
It's give
ups
and
and
take.
downs, and you're gonna go through, like I say, your trials and tribulation. But you know, at the end, as long as you have God in your life, and that's what we were brought up in, and my father was a praying man, a praying deacon. And if you have God in your life, you can conquer all, and it'll work out. At the end, it'll work out. Whether it's for the good for you to be together, or if it's not for you to be together, you know, you will find your medium, where maybe it's best for y'all not to be together. Maybe the relationship is no good. You know, sometimes it works out like that. You know, because I have my sisters and brothers. I'm the only one that stayed married. Really, I know my other sister's married.
Denise,
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
married.
her
You
third
know,
marriage.
but she's on her third marriage. But my other brothers and stuff, they're not married. So sometimes it just don't work out. It's just not for you.
All have
You
been
know.
married, but they, you know,
All have been married.
yeah.
Yeah. So, Next, I'm gonna tell you about a dark time in my life. It's kind of hard for me to talk about it sometimes. I went through a period of depression in my life. I used to work all the time. I was in advertising. I used to do the production budget. Sometimes I got off late from New York, taking a bus home. It was a 2-hour commute each way. Then we was dealing with the children. My husband had 2 jobs that he was working. And, we was trying to, balance everything. Yeah, we were trying to balance everything out. And I guess it became too much because a year before, we had a daughter, the baby daughter, and she was a year old this time. So I guess I was dealing with postpartum depression too. And I went through the sadness, the loneliness, the emptiness, all that they claim. Not able to eat or sleep. I went through all of that. I was really, really sick. I went to a really, really hard time in my life. And let me tell you something, prayer had brought me through. Because if it wasn't for God, it was no way possible. And not only that, my parents even said to my husband, Ronald, Carol might have to go in the hospital. And my husband said to them, my wife not going nowhere. I'll take care of my wife. Now that is good. Now tell me this wasn't ordained by God for him to be in my life. Because it wasn't for my husband there being by my side, helping me through what all I was going through. It just wouldn't have been possible. It's not like he got up and ran and say, I'm not going to deal with this, But no, he stuck it out and he stayed right there and helped me through it. So I am just so thankful for that, and I am just thankful for God for bringing me through. So when I say in the comments that you guys really lift my spirit and help me, that's serious. I mean that from the bottom of from my heart. I mean that from my heart. Because just reading your comments sometimes, they are so uplifting, they are so encouraging, they are so welcoming. Guys, you really, really touch me with the comments. YouTube, like by me being on YouTube, I had got to, in the comments section, meet so many people, so many nice people. This is all God's work and none of mine. It really is. So I just want to say thank you again because it really helps me, okay? I'm not going to say sometimes I don't go through anything, but, this really, really helps me. And being with my husband, my family really helps me.
Yes. And when she went through that dark time of her life she speak of, that was over 20 years ago now, because our youngest daughter is 25. Yeah, she'll be 20. She'll be 25 next month. Yeah. Right. Yeah, which is February. And we went through some other rough times, with the parents. My wife's father, he had gotten sick, real sick. He had to have brain surgery and everything. And then we had the young kids at home, and my wife had to go to New York to help, because her mother was sick too somewhat. And she had to go to New York to help with her father. Every other week, her and her sisters would share pretty much. But she would go up there, and I had to, maintain home and take the kids and do everything I had to do and try to work too at the time. And everything worked out, though. God has a plan. We put a house on the market, and the house didn't sell. We had an offer, but it wasn't an offer we wanted.
Right.
And the house didn't sell, but really, I understand now. God had more work for us to do.
Right.
He wasn't finished. We weren't released. He didn't release us because we had more work. And so then we had wind up taking in my wife's mother. She became, after her father passed, she became gravely ill. She was, she couldn't walk. I had to pick her up and transport her around the different, to the bed and to the couch or whatever.
This is after maybe 2 or 3 years after she lived with us. Yeah, then her health started failing.
Really, yeah. But she remember, even when she first came, it was really hard for her to walk.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so we had to take her to all appointments and everything.
Right.
And it was rough. It was a rough time, and then she was diagnosed later with cancer.
Yeah, liver cancer.
And then my mother got sick. She had colon cancer, and she was in a hospital in New York. I went up there and got her, and we moved her down here with us. To New Jersey. Now we live in Florida.
Right.
And what happened was that we had to take care of both of them, and so we gave up our master bedroom.
Right. I'm going to insert a picture up here. So you can see what our master bedroom looked like with both of the beds in there, and also I'm going to insert a picture of our mom's at our home.
Yeah, and we had to give up our master bedroom. We had the hospital equipment in there, and we had to run them back and forth and take them to all the appointments. And when they got sick, and then they had to go to rehab again to build up some strength. We had one time we had them both in there, and I would tell my wife, "Well, you stay home today, and I'll go see them both." And then some days my wife would say, "Well, you stay home today," and she'll go see them both.
Yeah, the rehab.
And then sometimes she would go see my mother, and I go see her mother, and we vice versa. Our relationship was that close. And
Right.
it was just rough times and stuff, but God brought us through and we prayed. And now we understand that we had more work to do. And that's
Right.
why we weren't released from that home at that time.
True, because his mom passed away on January 16th on a Saturday, and my mom passed away April 16th on a Saturday.
3 months to the day.
3
And that
months
was
to the
in
day.
2016. And her,
Right.
one of her sisters said that, because they were always really close, if
Right.
one of them passed, the other one's going to follow. And that's
Really?
exactly what happened. And, then, we put the house on the market. The house sold in 2 days.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
because,
See,
God
our work
released
was
us.
done.
Done there. But,
All done there, right.
Yeah, but we still have more work to do,
Right.
And, we've just we moved to Florida. We're enjoying it here.
Mm-hmm.
We like the climate, the sun. It's hot as heck here in the summertime, though.
It
You got
is
to get used to
hot.
it. Thank God for air conditioning.
That's true.
But it's a beautiful place, and God has blessed us and stuff. We rented for the first year,
Right.
and we said we will buy a house within a year. And almost a year to the day, we sold out. We bought our new home that we live in right now, residing right now.
Right, and I'm going to set a picture of what the home looked like before we bought it, because my husband and we did a lot of work in this house to bring it up to where it's at right now. So I want to insert a picture so that you guys can see that. And then we also have some news too, some new news. I didn't mention it at the beginning of this video, which I should have. We have a new addition to the family. So we have another baby in the family.
Yeah, Carol was pregnant. We didn't tell anybody.
Don't y'all believe that?
Yeah.
Don't believe that?
We'd be running away from home.
Don't believe that, you guys.
Yeah.
But we have a new addition to the family.
And I'm going to go get him right now.
And he's going to go get him. Yeah, so
Come here, Zeus.
he's our little baby here.
Come on, get up.
I guess he trying to play and stuff like that. But I'm going to show you this. And then we also have some clips of him.
Turn my back to the camera.
Okay, here he is, guys. This is Zeus. Okay, he's an Italian Mastiff, and he's a Cane Corso.
Yeah.
All right, he's gonna be a big guy.
Yeah.
He just turned 3 months old today, which
June
is
10th.
June?
Oh my God, June 10th.
10th.
This is October. Wait a minute.
January.
January 10th. Oh, when you retired, you don't know what day or year it is.
January 10th, and he made 3 months old today, and you can tell he's gonna be a big guy. And because we usually have Neapolitan Mastiff,
We had Neapolitan Mastiffs, American Bulldogs. We had a Schnauzer.
right?
And this guy's heavy. He's got some weight on him too.
Yeah, we had a Schnauzer. We had pit bulls.
Yeah, we had Pit Bull. We had a Rottweiler.
We had a Rottweiler. So now we have him, this big boy here, and he's been really good so far because he's been going to the bathroom outside. Yes.
Yeah, he goes to the door
He
and
goes to
actually
the door.
hits the door with his paw and lets you know he wants to go outside.
Yeah,
And he,
yeah.
like I said, he just turned 3 months old today.
Yeah, I've been working with him and been training him, and he's been doing really good in his training, and you have to socialize this type of breed. You really have to socialize him. So
Yeah.
he even been to pet stores. He been at Home Depot. You can put him down if you like.
Yeah, we bought him at Ike's Cane Corsos in Newberry, South Carolina.
That's right, South Carolina from the
EICHS.
Right.
Ike's Cane Corsos.
So you will be seeing him, I guess, in my videos because he follows me everywhere, guys. I mean, everywhere he follows me. So you will be seeing him also in our videos. And I'm running with him by our daughter's house. Is there anything else, babe?
That'll wrap it up, I guess. So.
That will wrap it up. You know, at the end of the video, the intro, you've seen our children. We have our kids. They're all grown now.
We have 4 children. Our oldest daughter will be 44 this year.
Right, we have 5 because we have LaDanya.
Yeah, we have LaDanya. Yeah.
She's our adopted child, and that's our daughter.
Yeah.
So we have 5 kids, and they're beautiful. I mean, we went through our time with them too, you know, because you know when they get a little grown, they start smelling themselves.
Yeah.
So you got to put them in their place. But thank God they grew up to be good kids, and
yeah, and we raised 2 other kids too.
Oh
yeah.
yes,
Robbie
we did.
and Corey. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
we got Robbie and we have Corey. We raised 2 other children.
And Robbie's in Germany right now in the Air Force.
In the Air Force, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. We have. Oh yeah, we have. How many grandkids we have? 1, 2, 3,
4.
4. We have 4 grands. Our oldest grand is 21. Last year, Shore University in North Carolina, and then the other ones are younger. We have 1 grandson. Yeah, 19.
19.
Wait a minute. Avery's 13.
13.
Yeah, and then
Amani
is 10. 6.
Yeah,
6.
6.
Yes, 6. So we have 3 girls, 3 female grandchildren, and 1 male.
Right.
Yeah, and the 13-year-old grandson, he's tall.
Oh my God, he's over my head.
Yeah, he's
way
a
over my head.
He's right there with me, and I'm 6 feet, and he's right there with me now.
Yeah.
And he turned 13 in October.
Right. So y'all, that's it. I don't want to make this too long, but I hope that you got to know a little bit about us, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. So until next time, keep on smiling, stay encouraged, stay safe, be blessed, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.
Bye bye.